It's not about freezing the rent. I'm the former HUD secretary. I know how to build a...
Anas should be like, how did you get that job? It's such a young age, mind you. How did you get that job? Younger than Mamdani is, actually. Pretty sure. How old was Andrew Cuomo when he became the HUD secretary? 19? No, he wasn't 19. He's 67 years old now. Anyway, there's some Ukraine stuff in here as well. But after that, actually, you know what? We're skipping this. Let's get into fresh attack launched on mayoral race frontrunner Zohran Mamdani. I briefly talked about it. It's like transparent homophobia, but that won't stop the media from doing it. I'm going to pee real quick and we'll be back.
Mayor's race. It's the last weekend before early voting begins, and today the candidates were out talking to voters and taking aim at the Democratic frontrunner. Just 16 days separate New York City from its newly elected mayor, and the candidates are taking advantage of every remaining second on the campaign trail, convincing voters they're the person for the job. And fresh new attacks on their opponents, Andrew Cuomo referencing this photo posted on X, picturing Zohran Mamdani next to controversial New York religious leader Imam Siraj Wahhaj.
Mr. Wahhaj was an unindicted co-conspirator in the 93 World Trade Center. What is your problem with condemning terrorism? It is the easiest thing to condemn.
Mayoral frontrunner Zohran Mamdani responding to Cuomo's attacks while at the Cost of Living Classic soccer tournament on Sunday.
The same imam met with Mayor Bloomberg, met with Mayor de Blasio, campaigned alongside Eric Adams. And the only time it became an issue of national attention was when I met with him. And that's because of the fact of my faith and because I'm on the precipice of winning this election.
Curtis Sliwa taking to Facebook about the picture, adding, Siraj Wahhaj is dangerous. This is disturbing to see. On Sunday, Sliwa once again emphasized he has no plans to quit the race, with just days until their upcoming second debate.
Zohran Mamdani, his only answer to everything is affordability, affordability, affordability. Andrew Cuomo,
Wait, what? Is he glazing Zohran again? What is happening? Zohran Mamdani, he always talks about affordability, but I hate Andrew Cuomo. Mamdani, he's going to be a good mayor. Let me tell you, I'm in a rent-controlled apartment with my 17 cats. I need more money for Purina. And honestly, I'm a big fan of the rent freeze. Let's be real about it.
he doesn't understand he's no longer relevant. His time is past. And I'm going to make that very apparent to everybody who will be watching and listening.
According to a recent Fox News poll taken before Thursday's debate, Mamdani remains the front-runner with over 50% of the vote, Cuomo trailing just below 30%, and Sliwa sits at 14%. And Democratic Representative Hakeem Jeffries falling short of a full endorsement of Mamdani Sunday, but did speak to an array of positive conversations he's had with the front-runner.
Awesome.
That we're focused on, in particular, his efforts to make New York City more affordable. That's the right issue to focus on.
And early voting starts on Saturday. The second debate between the three candidates will be held Wednesday night at 7. And we will be covering that debate as well as the final days leading up to Election Day. Stay with us on air and online at cbsnewyork.com.
What do you think of Mamdani?
I can't believe this is like a real thing. Like this dude is straight up. The imam that Zohran took a photo with is like a community leader in New York, like a prominent community leader in New York that virtually every Democratic mayoral hopeful and even Republicans have photographed alongside. It is crazy. It's so crazy that people are just attempting this shit. It's unironically no different than the whole like, oh, well, you associated with a guy who said America deserved 9/11. Like they are trying to say you did 9/11. Okay. That's what they are trying to say. That's what it is. You're Muslim. You did 9/11. Your people did 9/11. And how dare you try to become mayor? It's an act of desperation. It's a final act of desperation. And it's very clear. Like this is your wash. Trump is not aware of your photograph with Zohran. That's true.
Mommy's photo with the 93 World Trade Center.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. Look, the Mamdani thing.
I'm saying this as nicely as someone who enjoys your political commentary. Please try to adjust the way you talk to black and brown chatters. Seeing you dismiss the concern of chatters, asking you to speak up about Saddam makes me feel some kind of unsafe around here. Yeah, I saw that Twitter thread. I have talked about Sudan extensively on numerous occasions. In a lot of instances, chatters come in here to specifically bait me to be like, why don't you talk about Sudan? Which is exactly what, Cory Booker did as well. It's a deflection mechanism. The only reason why many people actually bring up Sudan is often when I'm talking about Israel. So I think I dealt with it appropriately. And it is crazy to me that there are people out there who present themselves as like leftists that still actively try to farm impressions from neo-Nazis. Nice to see chat being very normal about me sharing my concerns. It's because we experienced this like a million times over. You've hardly talked about Sudan in depth like you've talked about Israel, for example. Yes, of course, because one is a proxy that America is only involved with by way of the UAE. The other one is a direct. I don't talk about Saudi Arabia's of the people in Yemen as much as I talked about Gaza either, even though that was also famously a proxy that the Saudi forces conducted alongside the UAE, as a matter of fact. I did cover it. I covered it extensively, just as I've done so with Sudan. But for the most part, people use that as a very cynical concern troll, and it's really disingenuous, and it's really dumb. I'm just giving you what actually took place. Like, if you don't believe me, then that's fine. But what is this? They are daily attacking you and Mike calling you racist and grifters and doing an Anna Kasparian pivot. Yeah, dude. At a time when like white supremacy is peak, I'm doing a secret subtle pivot to white supremacy. For many years, people have made this inference, and most of the people that make these inferences unironically themselves turn reactionary after a while. Adjust yourself, hurry. Wow, unsafe because you won't address what they demand. What a great person. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about this person. Not everyone bringing up concern is a fed. Y'all baby leftists grow up. No, but that person that was like talking about Sudan, if I recall correctly, was literally bringing it up while I was in the midst of covering the ongoing in Gaza. And at the time, obviously, my determination was that they were cynically presenting it as a distraction, which implies that finally some grift and Abi. Yeah. It's always a very vague attack I'm so annoyed with. I know. But I hope I was able to make sure that you understand. Will y'all relax? I just want him to adjust how he talks, black and brown chatters. I'm not saying he's the worst person ever, Jesus Christ. Okay. I think the reason why is because you were covering the black voters in the New York City race. Oh, true. That's what it was. Yeah. I saw folks on Twitter that said you reacted negatively towards the black lady that brought up Sudan one time, and now they're saying that you constantly aggro towards black women. I know. I don't. But I do constantly aggro towards people who do this kind of thing, and there's not really... I mean, I do constantly aggro towards people who derail and then use whatever insert identity as a way to be like, I'm doing standpoint, you're behaving like a white supremacist, all this stuff. It happens. It is what it is. I mean, people say that about trans people as well. They'll say like, I'm transphobic as well. It's up to you to make that assessment. Do chatters realize they're being weaponized against their own interests? Probably. You definitely talk to black chatters crazy and don't give half the grace you give to white supremacists. That's not true. Yeah, this is the link. I know, I saw this. But this is a person who has hated me for a while because they think I'm misogynistic or engaging in misogynoir. I thought we had made amends, but I guess not. I guess she still hates me. See, that's dragging it. I wouldn't say that. What do you have to, what can you do? Western being. What do you do? It's one of those positions that you will always be in. It's one of those positions that you will always be in if you are in progressive spaces. I have to baby every single person, and the moment I don't, people will literally take it to the most maximalist position. That's it. I don't think anybody actually cares. I don't think anybody actually gives a shit about this. It just probably has a negative impact on a bunch of people on Black Twitter being like, oh, here we go, another white guy who's like farming black people to make it seem like they're the king of woke or whatever. What are you going to do? Seriously. I don't do this stuff. I don't do this commentary because I want people from different kinds of marginalized backgrounds to like me or think I'm cool. I do it because I know it's right. I'm not doing, I'm not doing advocacy for historic and contemporary black liberation groups, for example, because I think, oh, black people will think I'm cool finally. I don't give a shit. If there are people who don't like it, if there are people who don't like my coverage, if there are people who don't appreciate the tone I take sometimes, or if I'm too dismissive, for example, yeah, it is what it is. Man, that only has play with like always online Zoomer black kids. The whole community don't do that shit. What do you? Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, do you not understand unconscious bias is like pre-2000 levels of awareness, man? No, I do understand unconscious bias. I do. She fell off. Her TikTok is doing bad, and the one she made about you is their most liked and watched video this year. Just ignore these people. Yeah, I do. As a black chatter, calling out dismissive tone or microaggression is not derailing. This is how Bernie supporters lost black people. No, I understand that. But how do we arrive at this? As an older black dude, y'all just need to find your own Discord and cry. Stop being annoying. Have you talked about black liberation struggles? Yes. This goes back to the same thing that always happens, where it's like, I think it's malicious. I personally think it's malicious. Sometimes it stems from people being hurt by others. Like there are plenty of white people that black people have thought were woke that show their faces in a long enough timeline, and it's understandable that, and it goes for every single marginalized identity, whether it's trans people, whether it's black people, whether it's women who think that like someone that speaks out on these sorts of things that impact women, for example, will end up betraying them. Okay, but having said that, you should make up your own mind on this issue. You should make this judgment on your own rather than being geared into an unfavorable position because you saw a clip that someone presented as like a negative. Marginalized people have trauma response based on their bad experiences. Yeah, I understand it. But as far as like people go, as far as people saying you have so much smoke for black people, that's not true. I abhor reactionary wrecker behavior. It is one of the things that frustrates me to no end. It makes me so mad. And it doesn't matter what anyone's background is. If they engage in reactionary wrecker behavior, I will yell at them. I will be short with them. You have no close black friends. Wait, what? You have no close black friends. All your friends are white and East Asian. Look at fear, and you are not white. You have no close black friends. Are you okay? That's not true, but okay. Still weird. I don't think it's unfair to say there should be more Sudan coverage, but why are people using this horrific situation to attack your relationship with black chatters? Also, we have talked about the relationship UAE has in arming Sudan. Last time we covered it, that we arm. Same with Saudi and Yemen. Yeah. Your coverage of Sudan has not been anywhere near as your coverage of Yemen. I don't think you're racist for it, but it's still the truth. No. My coverage of Yemen at the time of Saudi-backed genocide was around the same extent as my coverage of Sudan. Not Yemen now, as America is directly bombing Yemen. Yes, of course, I covered that a lot more. Once again, you guys have to understand, there are atrocities happening around the world. I'm not going to be able to cover every single one of them. I'm not going to be as knowledgeable on every single one of them. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. It's not just black people. All marginalized groups feel like this stream perpetuates American exceptionalism. Yes, because I'm an American citizen talking about American foreign policy and talking about American domestic policy. What the fuck? This is what I mean. Record behavior is critiquing rhetoric. Yes, dude. I'm an American. I'm talking about America. America being the greatest evil around the fucking world. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. You guys are so fucking stupid, okay? I'm sorry. This is not fair critique. You're just being a fucking moron. Like, are you trying to rile me up? Is that what it is? Is that what's going on? Yes, dude. I'm an American exceptionalist. That's why I mostly cover America's fuck shit around the world, okay? Jesus Christ. What is happening right now? I do feel as though a lot of people are upset because they are attacking what they consider to be an accessible place where they can express their discontent. And I think that's what's going on here. I'm one person, okay? I don't know why you guys don't watch other content creators who do a much better job than I do on those issues, you know? There are probably haters looking for a way of attack. No. Haters will use this back and forth to cynically frame this as like an anti-black conversation. Like it'll be the likes of like Ethan Klein, who has an 8-minute compilation of saying the N-word that will, without a shred of irony, immediately weaponize shit like this to be like, look at how anti-black Hasan is. But, you know, you kind of need Viz to comment on too. Some events don't get any coverage. Democracy Now! To be maybe overly fair, I think people want you to talk about it because they want your audience to hear it. People come in here asking to hear about Sudan already know about Sudan, but they know you have a wide audience and want them to hear your coverage. Yeah. You can listen to Democracy Now! They have great coverage on it. Yes, Triggered Hasan is the funniest Hasan, I guess. We're basically comparing microaggressions to hate crimes. I don't even know what the microaggression is. What is the... Anyway, let's get back to Donald Trump.
It's a disaster waiting to happen. We can't have a communist in charge of a great, supposedly free enterprise, kind of a representative city. So I think it's, if you have a communist mayor, I think it's going to be very tough for him and for the city.
Do you think he should have posted something like this so close to the election?
Oh, I think it's a shame that that particular man is endorsing him and very friendly with him. You can see there's a relationship. He blew up the World Trade Center, right?
That's crazy. No, he didn't. Why? Just think for a moment. Why would there be a fucking prominent imam in the middle of New York who literally blew up the World Trade Center and not in fucking jail? How is that even possible? Like, how could that have taken place? Cashless bail. The Democrats did it again. They let the imam walk away scot-free after he blew up the World Trade Center. Yeah, I guess, George W. Bush was too woke and didn't jail him. It's not even George W. Bush. This is from before. This is from 93. The 93 bombing of World Trade Center. That's what they're talking about. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this shit, dude. Yeah. Anyway, there was also the other left is mad at me for not being sufficiently anti-imperialist moment. But let's do the Andrew Cuomo gets blistered on fucking
Inherent.
On Morning Joe with Anand Giridharadas.
That they know inherently. The Democratic Party has to produce. The far left runs Mamdani for mayor, 33 years old, never had a job, never managed anything. An assemblyman passed 3 bills, worst attendance record in the New York State Assembly. As a mayor, as an executive, as somebody who's supposed to get things done, no, that's going to compound the problem.
First of all, Governor, it's Mamdani. This is a very big, diverse city you want to lead. We should get the names right. Self-awareness is such a powerful thing in politics. You can't beat what you don't understand. You seem very dismissive of his support, but his support has been overwhelming, and you know, he won the primary. His support is overwhelming the polls now. You come from a storied political family. You talked about your dad. You've been governor. You've had these big jobs. You have astonishingly good political networks, connections, bases of support. What is your most self-aware understanding of what you failed to see in advance that would allow a 34-year-old upstart to be beating you so badly? What did you not see and understand about people who are living in the city and what they're feeling and going through?
I did not see the energy of the 20 to 30-year-olds. I didn't see I knew the affordability issue. I didn't think they would accept the freeze the rent one slogan as an actual answer.
Yeah, these fucking idiots, they want actual policies. How stupid of them. They want immediate changes in their material circumstances like a bunch of dummies. Do you not know good things are not possible? Everybody knows this. Forget about it. You want nice things? We're not going to give it to you. Be a fucking adult.
Answer, and that we wouldn't get deeper and beyond that, because the rents are the problem. It's just there is no answer that has been posed. It's not about freezing the rent. I'm the former HUD secretary. I know how to build a.
Anas should be like, how did you get that job? It's such a young age, mind you. How did you get that job? Younger than Mamdani is, actually. Pretty sure. How old was Andrew Cuomo when he became the HUD secretary? 19? No, he wasn't 19. He's 67 years old now. No, he was 40. I thought he was like in his 30s when he became the... Oh, he's 39. Okay, well... At 36 is when he became assistant secretary. Oh, God, 6'7" is so fucking annoying. Let's see. Yeah. Andrew Cuomo, prior to his role, Democratic politician, served as the secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development under President Bill Clinton. Why is Black Twitter going after your head, dude? It's all over my timeline. Oh, my God, bro. What is happening? I don't know, man. I don't know, because they think I'm racist. Because they got bored of shitting on Tyler, the Creator. I don't fucking know. Dude, this kind of stuff happens every couple of months, okay? It happens every couple of months. I haven't even seen it. I suspect it's one prominent Twitter user that is farming former anger and resentment towards what I have done and have never let it go or something. I don't know. Tyler, the Creator is goated. What the fuck? No, it's people every couple of months or every couple of years. There are people who find out what Tyler, the Creator used to say when he was younger. And there's some heinous shit in there, okay? Make no mistake. So they just get mad at that instead of, I don't know, the fucking president, or any prominent politicians. I'm Black and I appreciate you, but why do you think it keeps happening? It's because you keep giving them the attention they want. I don't even give them the attention that they want any longer. Every now and then I'll just I'll address it briefly. But I think ultimately it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's no different than any number of different things that people say about me. It's like, you can make up your own mind. You can make up your own mind. You can come in here and figure it out for yourself. That's it.
Affordable housing. I know the issue. I know the answer. But we just never had a real discussion about it. And that I didn't foresee. And I didn't see the anti-Israel anger. I didn't see that. I didn't see how that was going to motivate people in a mayor's race. I saw the anti-Israel anger. It was on the street.
I've seen someone saying you attacked her because she lightly criticized you without mentioning she literally repeatedly told you to off yourself. Yeah. And it's ironic because we actually patched it up, or at least I thought we had, but I guess she hates me still. I don't know. That person who's farming the outrage cycle right now. Yeah. Yeah, the light criticism was that she told me to kill myself multiple times. I guess it is what it is, man. There's a lot of content creators do this shit. It's just, rents do, most likely. What are you going to do?
But you are going to vote for mayor based on your opposition to Israel?
A lot of people are talking about the coverage of Amber Heard. Oh, my God. I said that I didn't like either of the parties involved. And people still bring that shit up. I wasn't even fucking pro Johnny Depp. Ay. That's it. That's why. Yeah. I also once said, not even as a diss, but that Amber Heard had the Mao fit on, which I don't even dislike Mao. Yeah. And people got really mad at that. But every now and then, some kind of drama comes my way. And then that drama blows up. And people that have held on to long-standing resentment, even if I thought we had patched things up, will turn around and will feed into it. She also mad at you for joking about her forehead or something like that. Yeah, I even apologized for that. To be fair, I did. She told me to kill myself, so I said, you know, I use finasteride, and you can too. Yeah, this is the reason why people were very mad at me. Don't apologize for that. No, I apologize for that. They eating you up on State Department Twitter. What you said about 9/11 is not cool. Awesome that allies would publicly trash you. I don't think those people are allies. I think they're opportunists. I was just a chatter back then, and I remember being frustrated at the time because I'm a black woman, and to an extent I understood, but we talked about it as a community, and I appreciate the fact that you listened. Yeah, I literally did. I personally thought I patched things up with her after this as well. Plattner Twitter eating you alive after that Janet endorsement? No shot. I'm riding with Mills, baby. I can't. There's a real anti-imperialist pick on that. I have to go. I have to go with a true anti-imperialist slant here. It was definitely uncouth to say to a black woman, you absolutely didn't mean it in a racist way, but going for a black facial feature ain't the best look, you know? I know you apologize, but black Twitter ain't forgot. No, I know. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, it's that. There's a couple instances where